Well, here's a twist for you. UPS is developing drones so that the driver doesn't have to get out and walk the package to your door. A drone would actually, drop lift it to your door. So with something like Amazon Key, if we replace the human element from the delivery, next thing we're going to have is drones entering your house to deliver your packages.
Which is fine. Just leave it on the porch, robot.
Right. I don't care who brings it.
Don't go in my car, robot.
Could you bring it around back, please? Hey, we got a good show lined up for you today.
20 years into the internet for the auto industry.
To me, that's the biggest change of what's going on.
Some breaking news earlier this week, if you call it breaking news. The California legislature took its first step towards enacting a new franchise bill called AB 2107. Chris, I'm curious on your take on this. The one piece that stuck out for me is the provision around subscription services. But what are your initial thoughts?
The thing that I like the most about this whole thing was there's an other section. And in the other section, it says it restricts the automaker's ability to select specific vendors for a dealer's digital services, including websites, data management systems, and advertising. It probably came from a bunch of GM dealers, to be honest with you,
Sure. Yeah.
Because I think most other manufacturers allow dealers to have multiple vendors or various vendors to choose from. Cliff noted here that Indiana dealers are also looking hard at requiring dealer involvement with OEM vehicle subscription programs too. So I think California's just the start. You're going to see it. It's going to roll down. Jason,
why don't you give us, I guess, your viewpoint on what your concerns are with Twitter and where you see Twitter today?
Do you still actively use Twitter? And by actively use Twitter, I mean engage with people you don't know, have conversations with people on the platform. That's what I mean by actively use it, not just broadcasting your own personal messages and waiting for the likes and retweets to come in. So do you guys actively use Twitter?
Cliff Banks says he uses Twitter, which I didn't even realize. I'll have to look for Cliff on Twitter. Patrick, you said you used to use Twitter at your dealership to locate people that were looking for cars locally in your area. And then Amanda comes back with Twitter's more of a rep management tool for those who accept it as part of marketing.
So back in the day, I used to. You guys ever use Twitter Advanced Search?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So I used to do things like, because you can put a location around it. So I would say like Geo Las Vegas, right? Yeah. And then I would say any of these words, and it was like broken down, this, that, or the other thing. Because the business case I was trying to put together was like we should have a ready to act kind of service team, like one of those highway vans that has people that will just help you out if you're broken down. So I set up these little things using TweetDeck, which is owned by Twitter, and you can set up various columns and things like that. But yeah, do the geolocation around our city, and then just search for certain phrases like oil change or this or that or the other thing.
Anyway, so the whole point of all that was a great conversation, but if you're going to be on Twitter, and I think Steve Sponding said it, if you're not going to actively use it, don't even be on it. Just delete your profile.
Well, yeah, especially for a brand.
Listen for people talking about you and engage, AKA be better than Home Depot on Twitter.
Yes, Steve, I get notified when you tweet. I keep an eye on everything Steve says. The memes are coming. Well, hey, why don't we segue into the second part of the discussion? Jason, I'd like you to kind of lay it up around Google's mobile site indexing. I think it was a little less than a year ago, as you said.
Yeah, just over a year ago, Google announced that they were preparing what they call their mobile first index. Essentially, that is with mobile traffic now almost being 60% of all web traffic, Google recognized that, hey, your mobile site is the most important version of your website. So we're going to start indexing the mobile version of your website. Now, when they first announced it, there was some confusion because they made it sound like there was going to be an index for mobile when you searched on mobile and then an index for desktop when you searched on desktop. And that's not the case. There's only one index. It is the mobile index. And it's currently being rolled out to more and more websites as we speak. This started about 10 days ago, kind of the full push to roll it out.
That's funny you said. I was about to ask you, is there a way to know when your site actually becomes...
I knew you were going to ask that.
I was reading my mind. That's good.
Yeah, so the switch is being flipped. So if you think about flipping a light switch, and if we could slow that down real slow, it's being pushed up towards on quicker and quicker. So
Is that short code for dongle?
I can't believe you didn't know what a dongle was.
Hey, it only took me a day to figure it out, though.
Oh. Amanda, she called me a show off because I think I have my iPad on an iPhone. But there is another way to do it in your browser. And I'm trying to find the actual the Chrome app. But you can actually use a restate like what your browser is. So you can use this thing. It's like a Chrome add-on or a Chrome extension, and you can say, I'm not a web or a desktop. I'm on iPhone or a Galaxy or whatever. And then the next page you go to will render like if you were on an iPhone. A user agent. That's what I'm thinking of.
Dude, just
user agent switcher.
All I'm saying, people, is be better than Home Depot on Twitter. Start looking at your websites on your phone. That's all I'm trying to say today.
Well, guys, good stuff.
Pick your top 8.
Out of time, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
That's it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all we doing?
Well, unless you're going to spin around and grab that guitar and play us a Twitter song. Amanda
let's do it.
is really waiting for it.
Ready?
Take the first step, take her out, treat her like a lady.
Who is this?
Twitter.
Oh, Twitter will.
The MySpace, Gerardi.
Yeah,
Yes,
MySpace.
Twitter.
Speaking of MySpace, I got to get a new video going there.